Anyway, that it's going to be split up into two parts. I'm going to say it as the whole thing we're doing. Okay, you right? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is a test on the whole.
Take two.
On the whole system itself. Okay, so the first test we're going to carry out is a left-right test. So the left-right test, what we're going to do is we're going to connect our hose. Take this out. No screwdriver, so we'll just lift this on. And for time reasons, I'm just going to pretend it's connected onto it.
You must turn your valve off.
Okay, at this stage now the valve is turned off. The gas will be squirting out there, so it's the valve's off at this stage. So what we're doing is we check to see is our meter at 0. We open it up to 10 or half the working pressure to close it off. That's carried out a left-right test. If the gas was passed through that valve, the emergency off valve, it would mean that the gas valve itself is leaking. So in that case, because it's on this side of the meter, you would have to contact your gas supplier, natural gas or Borgosh. Or the next part you'll be carrying out is a test on the existing installation itself. So at this stage, this is still connected in. So all the valves are switched off at this stage. We let the gas in, open her up, and then close it again. At this stage, it should be the gas standard pressure, which will be around 20, 22, whatever the gas suppliers sets the meter on or off. Okay, so at this stage, we let it stabilise for 5 and test for 2, so total 7 minutes. The gas valves at this stage, we know the carcass, if it stays up, it's fine. So what we're going to do now is check to see our valves. You open up one valve, has it dropped? No. If it drops, no. If the last one drops, but no one has actually said that to you, and it drops maybe to about 2.3 millibars, that's okay.
Is that for natural gas?
That's for natural gas, 0.5 for LPG.
Okay. It was only 1 millibar.
I thought it was 2.5 for LPG and 1 millibar for
1 millibar for natural gas.
2.5
of natural gas.
Told you.
Yeah.
1 millibar. 1 millibar, yeah, that was 1 millibar drop.
How long? The best, I am right.
Where are you going there to?
Well, John, you failed because you never
You
turned
try
off
to
the
make someone
valve.
you feel, you know, when you put me under pressure enough, but
Gasline,
you do this to me.
14%, you won't have a smoke.
So 2.4 millibar, you're actually allowed to have. You can try and make it better by fixing it if you possibly can, but if you can't, that's fine. As long as it wasn't noticed by a customer or there was no smell by anyone in the surrounding area that got the smell. So you can actually leave that in the open position.
Will you do it as well just for the video if it was over 2.5?
If it was over 2.5, what you do is you close it, you disconnect it, and you blank it.
Isolate that bitch.
And then you put a hazard notice on the appliance.
And inform the customer.
And obviously inform the customer what you're doing. Okay? So at that stage now, you're pretty much happy that everything is working. So the next thing what you can do is you can carry on and put your new tumble dryer in. So we're going to put a new bit of pipework in. So we do our pipework and we connect it back into the system. We connected it in with a compression fitting, so there's actually no heat going on to the existing installation itself. So we have it all reconnected. Let's assume there's a valve here and that valve is closed. There's a new appliance going to be connected to the far side of that valve, and that's connected at this stage. But all the valves at this stage are now closed. Okay? So we want to make sure that the new pipework is sound. So we're going to, because it's new pipework, we're going to test to 100 millibar, and we're going to let it stabilise for 5, and we're going to test for 5. How we do that is this. We take this hockey stick off, open it up, you swivel it out,
Shuffle later.
and what you do is you connect your pumping set, just for time reason again, and you pump it. You pump it up on the U gauge, up to 100 millibar.
Right, Aaron.
And once you're happy with that, you click it back and you close it off. So a total of 10 minutes should be passed by, and if there's no drop, by then you deem this pipework or the carcass pipework to be sound. Okay, so what's not connected at this stage? or what's not tested. What's not tested is the far side, the valve, the appliance isn't connected or checked. These fittings where we worked, we close it off, aren't checked, and that wood where we swivel it isn't checked. So an easy way to do that, we can carry out another soundness test, an existing soundness test. So you can close this, reconnect it back, put on our rubber hose onto it, and what we can do then is we can go back in, put in working pressure back in, 22 or 23 millibar, close it back up. This time we can open the valve up. We know that one's been disconnected back, we know all these are sound at this stage. And we can check to see if it's dropped in any way. After 7 minutes, if it hasn't dropped, well then we know that the connection on the far side of the valve is okay. We know the appliance is okay. We know this fitting is okay. We know this fitting is okay. So the only fitting that we haven't checked when we actually take out the back off this hose will be the test nipple. So when we reconnect that in, screw it back in, we get our spray and spray it when we turn the gas on, okay? So we spray it now that the gas is back on in the system. At this stage, we need to purge it, okay? As with all gases, make sure you have no naked flames and control your purge properly. So you open up your furnace appliance and you're introducing gas, and the best thing in place, generally speaking, would be a cooker or something like that can actually light. So you get the gas through, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. You then give a demonstration of how the appliance generally works with the gas to your customer. Make sure all the other valves are open. Check everything. And at this stage you're happy with everything. You fill out your declaration of performance. On your declaration of performance you pretty much list everything that you've done. The type of gas, for example, that you use, the type of test you carried out. You carried out a left-by test, you carried out a soundness test in the existing installation, and you carried out a soundness test for a new installation. When you're happy with that, then you head off, and that's it.
That'll be split into two then.